Hello. I don't know if it's working or not. Just wanted to say hi. I haven't blogged in a long time. Been going through a lot. Um, Turns out some of the meds they were giving me for my pain were making the pain worse. So I went from a level 8 to a level 10. I ended up going off of two different medications and fast instead of the slow method because they had really made me sick. So in the meantime, they were crabbing at me and telling me all kinds of stuff, and I'm over here going, we've tried 10 medications, and each of them was supposed to help with pain and my conditions, and they each made me worse, and they each made the pain worse. And so I'm still researching, I'm looking for alternatives. Um, they are so fucking arrogant as to tell you what you should do with no clear understanding of what's going on with your body. And I'm kind of over it, you know. I've made some changes in my diet. I've gone basically gluten free. I'm not eating nightshade vegetables, though I did lapse the other day because I needed potassium so badly. I was having tomatoes and salsa, and I made myself sick. Instantly flared, and I hadn't done that. I hadn't realized those things were making me flare, tomatoes and stuff, and so it was rather surprising to go into an instant flare um, after I had been not eating that stuff, and it. Uh, I don't know if I'm making any sense or not, but I have been struggling since I was 23. Um, and I just got worse and worse and worse, and heavier and heavier and heavier, and more depressed and more depressed. But I kept going until I couldn't go anymore. Turns out, December 2007 is when I had the first um, blood clots where it almost killed me, and I got last rites twice that night. Um, the fog issues are lessening, um, but I don't use any sweeteners anymore, aspartame or any of those, not even stevia. I don't drink soda. I haven't done so in a very long time, except, occasionally once in a while. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs, except for the medications they give me, which turn out to be so detrimental that I can't even begin to tell you everything that went wrong. Severe vertigo. My foot was dragging. My balance was off. I was having tremors. Not sleeping for days. Insomniac. My pain was at best an 8, if not up to a 9. Um, and nothing they were saying was making any sense. They sent me to a pain management clinic, and of course he thought he's God, and started pushing on me and stuff. It was all I could do not to punch him in the face. And then, he writes a little script for water therapy. I don't believe in narcotics. Well, you're not the one sitting there in a level 9 pain wanting to pull your hair out and just scream. And I think he's a douche, and I'm going to see him one more time because I'm the compliant patient. I told my rheumatologist I would, but if he continues with this bullshit of there's nothing that'll work for your pain except for exercise, and it's because you're fat. You know, I didn't get fibromyalgia because I was fat. I didn't get lupus SLE because I was fat. I didn't get MS because I was fat. I got fat because I was depressed and I was in pain and nobody took me seriously. I did the weight to myself. But, the medications that I've been taking for the last, since 2007, all of them make you gain weight. All of them have side effects. All of them make you dizzy. All blah, 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 blah. And you're like, are these people retarded? Seriously retarded? And I come in there and I'm super organized. I have my records with me. I have my most recent blood tests. I am organized to the nth degree. So, and then when I tell someone I have lupus fog or fibrofrog or I'm having cognitive issues, they're like, seriously? Really? you're this organized. How could you be, having issues if you're this organized? Well, I taught for a living for 12 years. For, special education and regular education and teachers. You have to be organized. And it's not that it's easy to be organized now. I've been organized my entire life. I've made lists my entire life. It's just the way I got things done. I worked full time. I went to school full time. Um, and I still had a life with my kids. I had a special needs child, and God love him. He's doing great, but I didn't think he was going to make it till he was 18. He was severe on early onset bipolar and ADHD. And whew, I'm so proud of him that he's doing so well. But there's days now where I'm flashback. I don't know how I didn't kill the boy. I was a very nonviolent mom. I used a lot of timeout. I used a lot of manipulation. I used bribes. I used whatever worked. I did every special education trick in the book to make him come through it. At the time, I was married to someone who, let's just say, whew, um, so it limited my options because he interfered, and it was detrimental to the kids. At one point, all three of us had PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, from my ex-husband. Violent drunk, violent bipolar. Um, Part of my weight gain started. I was 125 pounds when I got married, and I went to 130 pounds, and he started telling me I was fat. And when I look at pictures now, I don't know how the hell I even just didn't punch him in the face and walk out. I don't know what's wrong with me that I allowed him to, go into a spiral of abuse. Other than I had grown up as an abused child, so in my mind, I guess in my 20s, I got married when I was 20. Um, it wasn't as bad as what I'd grown up with, and maybe this is the way all men are, and I don't know. Nobody around me, said to me, hey, this is toxic. Get out. Don't stay married. And by the time I went to marriage counseling, and the counselor took me over privately and said, get out. Don't look back. Get a divorce. Okay? I don't know why I didn't listen. I there's I don't know. I think about it now. I think about so many things of the past, and I'm trying not to hang on to them. And what you did is you buried them and went on. Well, I buried myself in it and buried myself in weight, trying to protect myself. Well, I don't need to protect myself anymore. You know, I'm disabled. I didn't do that to myself. I did the weight. I did it, and I got to forgive myself for it, and I'm working on it. And it's nobody's fault I'm sick, though I'm pissed as hell. What? Ugh. There's got to be something that so many people are getting cancer. They say the shots they gave us back in '63 and before that were toxic, mixed with monkey genes and some other bullshit. And they know there was poisons in there, and that's why the generation right above me, because I'm the end of the baby boomers, the generation right above me, there are so many people dying of cancer, and I'm surrounded with these people dying of cancer. And then online it says, if you eat cannabis oil and it cures cancer. Well, hello, is this, real, or is it fabricated? Does it really work? And if it really works, why are we not saying it on the news? Why are we not giving it to the people? Why are we not curing cancer? Why are we not curing lupus and fibro and chronic illnesses and all of these immune disorders? This there were never that many people with immune disorders in the past. But now you have, cancer coming out of the woodwork like cockroaches. And immune disorders the same. I know that's a bad visual. Well, creeped myself out with that. I'm trying to maintain and be happy. Obviously, I'm not flaring right now. I'm a little sore because I've been pushing it. I've been running around like a nut. I went to the park. I went to and collected all of my medical records from the various doctors and places, and there's 2 hospitals here. We haven't been here a year yet, and I've been to 2 different hospitals multiple times. One doctor wants you at this hospital, one doctor wants you at the other hospital. I'm done with that game. We're going to one hospital, the one where my doctor's office can print out the information if they wanted to. Easy access. That's the hospital I choose. It also happens to be the one that most people say is the best one in the area. Obviously, that was part of the consideration. Um, I like the staff at the other one, actually, but they're saying, knowledge is power, and I want to be with the people who have the knowledge. My new slogan is, I heard it on a TV show the other day. I am choosing to be powerful, not pitiful. And so my new slogans are, this is my new life, and I'm choosing to be powerful, and I'm taking it one step at a time. I've changed my diet, I've changed my outlook, I changed the way I manage the pain. Um, I'm not taking anything for pain at all. So when I'm flaring, I'm in the bed and I'm on my back and I'm listening to music. And then I take showers because I don't have a bath. I have to have a handicap accessible shower. So I take showers, I do massage therapy, I do heating pads, basically stand on my head if I could. Um, After the scare with the Lyrica and the Cymbalta making me so sick, I don't want to take the Norcos. I was looking forward to trying to eat cannabis, like cannabis butter, because they were saying that helps with the pain and helps with inflammation. And I don't know, I combined the no gluten diet with the inflammation diet, and um, I'm losing weight, but I don't know how much. My scale doesn't go up past 400. Um, so on the first, I'm buying a scale. I signed up to do a weight loss program so that I'm not on my own. Going back to the pool, water walking 3 days a week, for as long as I can stand it. I started out 20 minutes and now it's up to 40 minutes. The day after the exercise, I'm wiped out, but I actually have more mobility moving. So while I can move, I'm trying to move more. I'm trying to push more. Hopefully this won't bite me in the ass. Um, I want to live, and I haven't been living. I've been existing. And what year is it now? 2013. Let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I can count. For the last 6 years, I've been existing basically, until I couldn't work anymore, which was January 2012. And my whole life came to a standstill, and I could barely breathe without crying, and I could barely move without crying, and I did a lot of crying, and it wasn't because I was depressed. It was because somebody was stabbing me with needles. Is what it felt like, blinding headaches and nausea and stomach pain, and it felt like somebody, if you ever grew up with siblings and had an evil little brother and he punched you in the arm repeatedly over and over and over, and the next day your arm is sore. It feels like somebody's doing that to me. I'm like, I'm not married to my ex anymore. Wait, what's going on here? Nobody's hitting me. Um, I don't know how I sound. I must sound crazy. This is basically documentary for me, and if something happens to me, for the boys, God, I love you guys. Um, until then, you're never seeing this ever. uh, I've made plans a long time ago that this would not be my existence. I refuse for this to be it. I want to go out and go to parks more. I was only there a couple times, and that's all I could do. But it's better than not. I want to be able to go to a baseball game and be in the stands and sit there. I want to be able to sit in a chair and not hurt. I want to be out of the wheelchair. 80% of my time now is in the wheelchair. I know I've said it before, I used to miss dancing, then I missed walking, and I missed standing. I'm reversing it now. My body's allowing me to heal with the change in the diet, and it wasn't that I wasn't moving before, and it wasn't I was eating a ton of sweets. I wasn't really eating awful things. I wasn't buying McDonald's and fast food, and I was eating real food. But I had to look at food as medicine now because that's the way my body reacts to it. I need a certain set medication from food, and I wasn't getting it. Um, I have a lot of hope for the future. Um, I'm journaling more. I'm being more creative. I'm writing. I'm back to writing stories. I'm back to writing poems. I'm relearning my Spanish. I'm learning how to play the piano. I go on Facebook and I do the Loopy in Wonderland thing where I'm trying to get as much information on many different disorders and stuff for other people so they can look at it and read it and be educated and take away from it what they need, and there's so many people online doing the same thing, and you see some people succeeding and others not, and so it's very complicated. If we're all individuals, yeah, I know, but it turns out that for a lot of people, the medicines they're giving us make us worse. I didn't know that was possible, and I think others need to know it. Watch what you take. Watch who you listen to. Um, I was placed on a website by a doctor, and it gave me access to some forms that I've never seen before, which where it's information for doctors, and I'm finding this stuff and reading it, and you'd be surprised how much is there that they're not telling us. And even it tells doctors how to manage things and how to present things to the patients. I never had a doctor give me the material that's online right now for fibro patients that would have been helpful. They tell you one thing at a time, and each time I see you, we'll work on something. Well, when your whole life is consumed by pain and just trying to make it through the day, and, the number one killer of fibromyalgia patients is suicide. Hello, folks. You know, you got to help these people, not one thing at a time. You got to give them the information. Hopefully they can read it and then talk to them. We're not stupid. We're just in pain. You know? It's like the dumbing down of America, I don't understand it. There's support groups. Maybe we could talk to each other about what this information is that might help us. I don't know. I'm constantly looking for new things to incorporate, trying them to see if it works for me. What works for one won't work for all, yada yada, but, I'm finding more and more the stuff they're telling us, this will work for you, does not work for the majority of people. They're full of shit. And until they get serious, about finding the stuff that does work for us, going along with the stuff that people who are sick say, hey, naltrexone works for me. Naltrexone. It's a drug for if you're addicted to drugs, okay? But they found that if you take it in low doses, it relieves the pain for people who have fibromyalgia and for people who have MS and for who have chronic illnesses. And there's even a website where there's case studies, and it's low dose NALTREXONE.com or .org. Um, and I was there for hours reading these case studies and these reports. And then I found another site, what works for what works for fibro patients, reported by fibro patients. And it was 4,000 some odd number of people reported in the things that worked for them. You know, all of the therapies I was talking about, heat, massage, acupuncture, water therapy, this medication, marijuana, and gosh, I wish I knew the others. I'll have to put a link on Loopy in Wonderland. Oh my gosh. Okay, gotta go. Bye.